Dudes and dudettes of YouTube land, it's Frank with What's the Point EDC. That's right, it's Steve Callari Huck, edge retention testing time. This is going to be a fun one right here. You guys know how I feel about this knife, and you know I've wanted to test this thing since the day I saw it and heard about it. The Huck Cruwear at 65 HRC and only 10 thou behind the edge. This is going to be a fun test right here. Shout out to Timbo 437 for sending this thing in for edge retention testing and for all that good stuff. This is going to be a fun one. Hit him up, check him out. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description. What we're going to do here is the same thing we do every time. We're going to use a 1-inch section of the blade. We're going to cut this 1/2-inch twisted sisal rope right here. For every 10 cuts we make, I'll mark one line down on the piece of paper. Same thing as usual. Let's go ahead and get it started. We're going to finish up this rope right here. And yeah, we're going to call it a go. This video is absolutely long as hell, so I'm going to do my best to clip things together and keep things sped up as fast as possible so that the video doesn't drag on forever. But before we get started, I want to say one thing real quick. This knife has a used edge. It is not a 100% fresh edge. Timbo definitely took it out and used it before he sent it to me, so keep that in mind when you see the end results. And then put that into perspective, how absolutely crazy it is that this was a used edge. I knew the knife was going to be a champ, but I didn't know that it was going to be this much of a champ. Stick around all the way to the end and be prepared to be amazed. I sure was amazed. I didn't expect this, and it damn sure did take a long time because this son of a bitch has so much edge retention. It really has an amazing heat treatment. Good geometry, good heat treatment makes an awesome knife, and this is definitely it. For the sake of time, we're going to keep this thing sped up throughout the paper cut testing so that we can get as much done in as quick amount of time as possible because this video is so long. This thing has just so much edge retention, as I've said. So, one of the things that I've really liked about the knife was that the handle, it's contoured really good, so I didn't have to have the glove. But once I put the glove on a little farther on down in the video, the cutting became extremely easy. I could just take and put a whole lot of pressure straight down onto the rope and do a push cut straight through. The way the handle's contoured on this and the size of the handle itself, it really does do very good in the hand. And I have what I would say like a large hand, not an extra large, but I do think an extra large hand would still be good with this knife. It's canted a little bit downward by the heel of the knife, so when you're doing your push cuts, your draw cuts and stuff like that, it kind of locks you in a little bit. I always like it when you get locked in real good with a knife. Since we have so much time, because this video is so damn long, let's go ahead and talk about the knife. Let's talk about some of the characteristics and things of the knife. What we have here is a sheep's foot blade with a fully flat grind. I'm digging it. I am. It's got a 90-degree spine from where the scales stop all the way to the tip. So if you want to throw sparks, hey, this thing will definitely throw sparks. It's great looking. I gotta say now, I am really digging the micarta scales. The micarta pens match the micarta liners. So fire looking. It's got contouring, and the rear of the handle cants downward, so it does have that lock-in feel that I really dig when I've got a knife in hand. I think this is a good knife for a lot of things. The tip can be used for draw cuts. It's 10 thou behind the edge, so it's screaming thin, so it's going to be very, very efficient. Listen, I can't say how efficient this knife really is, and you guys understand it. You have to hold this knife in hand and use it to understand when I say this is the most efficient fixed blade I've ever used. Without a question, this is honestly more efficient than a vast majority of pocket knives that I've had. And that's saying something. But altogether, what you get with this package is you get a very good knife. It's a very good usable knife in all circumstances. I wouldn't go prying with it. I wouldn't go stabbing into aluminum blocks or doing any dumb stuff. You know what I mean? This isn't out in the field hard use. Let's go baton with it. Let's go try to chop a brick in half type knife. No, that's not what this knife is designed for. All knives have a purpose. And the purpose that Steve built this knife for, it's damn good at it. It really is. I've already told you guys it's the most efficient cutter that I've ever used as far as fixed blades go. But let's go ahead and move on to the sheath real quick. The sheath needs to be talked about because it is fucking fire. I'm telling you right now, I like the way that the clip is. The clip is cool. It's riveted in, and it has these like aqua-ish. I don't know what the color of the stitching is, but the stitching looks really good. It's done well. I'm digging this, and the smell of the sheath is freaking great. I like this knife. I gotta say it now. I love this knife. Shout out to Timbo for sending this thing in, man, because dang, it is fire. Steve definitely did a good job with this knife. He designed a beast with it, and I'm glad to have gotten the chance to use this thing and to see what it's all about. I can officially say it is the channel record holder for rope cut edge retention testing as of today. It definitely smashed the Bark River Cub in 3V. I can tell you that right now. If you don't stick around to the end, you ain't going to know because I'm not going to tell you. So stick around to the end so that you can find out how many cuts this thing really got. This thing straight blasts through the rope like it's absolutely nothing. The video is so long that I could sit here and tell you guys my life story. But we're going to hold off on that for right now and keep talking about this knife. It's a really good knife. I can't believe how good it really did. I mean, I can believe it, but it wasn't something that I was expecting. I keep getting surprised by these knives that Timbo's sending me in. He sure has sent me in some absolutely fire knives. Speaking of Timbo, I can't recommend enough that you guys go check his channel out. He just dropped another video, and I suggest you guys check it out. It's an open tag video. Look up in the left-hand corner. That's where the picture of the open tag video will be. Check the open tag out. Get in on it. Have some fun, you guys, because that's what this community is all about. It's all about having fun. To me here, What's the Point EDC, it's all about sharp knives and good vibes, and definitely about learning something, because if you're not learning, then you're staying stagnant in life. I definitely love to learn. With these edge retention tests, I learn a lot, not just about the knives, but about different steels. I learn a lot about edge geometry, because edge geometry plays a gigantic role in every single knife. One knife may be the same steel as another knife, but they're going to perform completely different at the edge retention testing. If one has a hollow grind versus a flat grind versus a Scandi versus a full convex, it's all different. All different grinds have their place. And for this knife right here, being the flat ground knife in Cruwear at 65 HRC, Steve put a V-edge on this thing, and it is excellent. It's screaming sharp. It's ready to work. It holds its edge forever. It's tough as hell. There's zero chipping, zero rolling, no damage whatsoever to this knife right now. And in fact, I'm going to put it on the strop here in just a minute and come back through this voiceover and let you guys know how it did. It's just a simple strop. I'll explain to you what I use when the time comes, but I do believe that it will strop back. Something tells me that it will. Coming up on 130 cuts, and it's still cutting like it did when I first started using it. It's a damn laser beam. I can't say it enough. Here in just a second, you'll see me pop up on the screen with the glove on my hand. I definitely did get the glove out, and when I got the glove out, I found how good I could cut. Now, my hand, after doing all these cuts, naturally is going to be sore. And it did start to get stumbling, mumbling over my words. But my hand did start to get pretty sore. It was rubbing on the corner of the scale and on the 90-degree spine. Just because the way I choked up and held it. Like I've said 100 times already, the way that I have to do these cut tests, I'm leaning in about 2 feet, so it's really awkward. So I'm not able to use the knife how I would naturally use it if the knife was like, say, 1 foot in front of me and I was just leaning down. cutting and putting my body weight into the cuts. So I have to use more of my wrist and more of my forearm to do these cuts. So it's kind of awkward for me, and it is a little bit harder, and it is harder on my hands. But one thing I'll say now is, for the average person, you will not need a glove to use this knife. This knife only is annoying my hands because of the way that I'm holding it and because of how hard I have to push down due to my angle and how long I have been using it for these rope cut edge retention tests. Because this does take a long time, and it will take a toll on your hands. If your hands aren't kind of tough, some of these knives will wear you right out. Your forearms out, your shoulder out, and all. Right here, I'm explaining how earlier on in the video, before I realized what was going on, I was cutting into the plastic really hard and pretty freaking deep. I'm speaking of the plastic that's over top of the cutting board. So what was going on was I was cutting through the rope so fast because the knife is so efficient that I was actually digging down in and cutting into the actual cutting board itself. So in my opinion, what I do think is, I think you could have gotten more out of this knife if I didn't cut into the cutting board so many times, because let's face it, there's no way that all the times the knife ran back and forth through that plastic, it didn't lose a little bit of edge retention. Now, maybe it wasn't a whole lot, but in my humble opinion, I do believe if I didn't cut into that plastic so many times, it would have possibly gotten maybe even just another 10 cuts, but it would have gotten more cuts in my humble opinion. But that's neither here nor there, because none of my testing is scientific. Nothing that I do is perfect. There's no way it ever will be. I don't want it to be. What you see is what you get here. What's the point, EDC? I'm giving it to you guys raw as can be, essentially, because I don't do any special editing. I don't have any special testing. I just do it and I give it to you how it is. One thing I want to say is my testing may not be the same as the next man's, and I never expect it to be, because we're two different people. So you can't just go off of one person's testing. I've said that to many people before. I don't just go off of my testing. I try to go off of my testing and a few other people's testing so that I can get a general idea of what's going on here with certain knives or certain circumstances and situations. It all just depends, though. We're coming up on that 200 cut mark, and this thing's still performing like a champ. It really is. I really dig Cruwear. I always have. Cruwear is one of them steels that it's right in the middle of all the qualities that make very good steel very good. It has a little bit of everything all mixed in. Excellent toughness, excellent edge retention. It has good corrosion resistance, good stain resistance. It's got very good geometry abilities to where you can have thin geometry and low edge angles combined. Some steels you can't do that with, but with Cruwear, such as this knife right here, it's 10 thousandths behind the edge. And I think that the actual edge bevel is probably 20 degrees, but Cruwear can handle it really thin and laid back, maybe a 17-degree angle. So if I was to resharpen it, I would personally put like a 17-degree angle edge on it, and I think it would do excellent because Cruwear really likes thin geometry. It takes it in cold weather. It's not chippy. It doesn't roll. I really like it. It has really good impact toughness, lateral strength, compressive strength. Those are just qualities of Cruwear that shine. I think that Cruwear is such a well-rounded steel, and I've recommend Cruwear to anybody in all places for all applications. It's good for folders. It's good for fixed blades. It's good for EDC fixed blades. It's good for choppers. It's almost as tough as 3V, but has better edge retention. So it's right there, you know what I mean? So it's similar to 3V, but just has different characteristics to it. So most people know about Cruwear. No, it is a hell of a good steel, and Steve chose a very good steel for this design specifically. It didn't dawn on me how many cuts that I've done on all these different edge retention tests up until I'm actually sitting here talking to you guys. But I've done a whole lot of cutting of this 1/2 inch rope for sure. This video is so long, and the editing software that I use only has up to 2x speed.
You can hear where it hiccups,
and I need up to like 4x, maybe 6x, maybe 8, 10x for these long ass videos like this one. This one was a full, almost hour long video. I condensed it down. I sped it forward as much as I possibly could, and I shortened up everything to the best of my abilities because it was so long and I just couldn't take it. I got it down to 40 minutes, and now I got it down to its current format, and I think it's about as good as I can get it. Let me know what steel you want me to do this 1/2-inch twisted sisal edge retention testing with, and I will get that done. I had somebody request K390, so I'm thinking about doing that one next, but I want to know what you guys want. Put it in the comments. Let me know if there's a steel you guys want to see tested, or a knife, a specific knife that you would like to see tested, because I want to let you guys know that I don't just test the steel only. I will test the same steel in 50 different knives, not because I care about the steel per se, even though I do, but I want to know how that specific knife does with that steel, because every knife has different geometry, every knife has a different heat treatment, and every knife is different. You know what I'm saying? Thicker behind the edge, some are thinner behind the edge, some of them have a taller flat grind, some of them have a hollow grind, some of them are convex. As I've said before, there's so many different ways to make a knife and to make an actual edge, the apex of the edge, all the grinds and all that you have almost endless ways, and not every knife is going to perform the same as another knife. So for me, these edge retention testings aren't specifically about the steel. It is about the steel, but for me personally, it's a mixture of, it's about the steel and it's about the specific knife at hand. As of right now, this knife officially set the channel record. I don't know what knife is going to beat it. I'm sure that there will be a knife sometime down the line that will beat it. But for right now, my jaw is straight smack on the ground right now. This knife did so damn good. I can't give the knife enough praise. And you know what? I can't give Steve enough praise for making this knife. This is his design. He made the knife. He came up with the design. He came up with the edge geometry, the grind style, the heat treatment, all that stuff. So congratulations to him for making a truly badass USA-made knife for all of us knife nerds to just have fun with, to show off, and to just enjoy as a hobby, because this is a hobby to a lot of us. It's a lifestyle, it's a hobby. If you love knives the way that I love knives, you get what I'm saying. If you don't, then you just don't. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a bona fide rambler, and there's one thing that I love to do, and it is ramble. And this video is long enough that I get to showcase my rambling skills. So I'm just going to keep on rambling. Basically, I'm just going to sit here and talk to you guys for the next 15 minutes until this video comes to a conclusion and you guys see how badass and how many cuts this damn knife really got. Because you guys are going to be surprised, just like I am still surprised. As you can see, the mound of twisted sisal rope is growing. It's like a freaking beehive sitting right there. Look at the size of that pile. That is bigger than any other pile that I've had so far by a long shot. And as you can see by how fast my hands were shaking, I'm obviously stressed out that this son of a bitch is still cutting like this, because I was hoping that the test would hurry up and end sometime soon. Because damn, if these freaking voiceovers don't get old and I have to put 17,000 of them in and it takes a 30-minute video, so damn it. Now I'm just rambling on about bitching. For those of you who are still here this far in on the video, I really do appreciate you guys. It's you guys that I do these videos for. You guys are the true people who are the true supporters. Everybody supports the channel in every way, no matter what you do. If you just watch the video, whether you like it or all that good stuff, it's support either way. But for you guys who are still here this far in, this long of a video, fist bump to you. I really appreciate you guys. I do it for me. I do it for you. And if there's any requests, any questions, any suggestions that you guys have, hit me up in the comments and let me know what it is. I'm totally open to all types of whatever. You guys know it's all about sharp knives and good vibes here. Some of the steels that I've tested so far are going to be LMAX, S35VN, MagnaCut, AR RPM9, 9CR18 MOV, 3V, and now Cruwear. There will be a whole lot more to come. Somebody asked me the other day if I get tired of looking at knives, holding knives, playing with knives, using knives, watching videos on knives, and talking about knives. I looked him dead smack in the eyes and told him, hell no. I never am going to get tired of it because it's something that I enjoy so much. Look at the mound of rope that I've cut on this testing. Stuff like this gives me so much satisfaction. I really do enjoy these testing videos. Not just the edge retention testing, but the hard use test. I love everything to do with knives. I always have and always will. And my goal is to bring you guys some of the best, entertaining, some of the most informative, and some of the most straightforward videos that I can bring you guys about knives. That's something that I want to do, and it's something that I hope you guys are enjoying. So if you do enjoy this type of stuff, let me know. I really do like this knife. It is made for all-around use, that's for sure. I haven't gotten the opportunity to carry it a lot yet, though I'm about to go ahead and carry it for 7 days straight just to see how it carries, see how it does as an EDC knife. I know it's going to do excellent, so I won't be surprised because I know what to expect as far as how good it's going to do EDC wise. Now this edge retention testing, shit, I had no idea it was going to do so many cuts because this is spectacular in my opinion. You're talking so much edge retention out of 1 little inch. 1 little inch of freaking blade. I know that there's somebody watching this video that has never used a Cruwear knife that will for sure be going out to get themselves a Cruwear knife after watching this video. Put it in the comments and tell me how many damn cuts you think this knife is going to get at the end of the video. And if you're close, well, you don't get nothing, but still. Put it in the comments and tell me how many damn cuts you think this thing's going to get. Going through with ease. I don't mean with ease. You guys get what I'm saying, you know. I hope this thing hurries up and ends, though. I'm about tired of doing this. It still cuts through this rope like it's nothing, though. That was pretty much all me just pushing. As this long-ass video draws to a conclusion, let me go ahead and give you guys a little channel announcement. I want to let you guys know that there is a lot of different steels coming to the channel. I already have the knives, but the videos and the tests will be coming soon. There's steels like M4, 4V, M390, A1, O1, A2. I don't know about the A1, that might be steak sauce, but we got steels like K390, got steels like 3V. There's all kinds of stuff. Nitro V, you name it, it's going to be coming here to the channel, and there's a lot coming. We got choppers, we got heavy hitters, we got bushcraft knives, we got Kephart styles, drop points, clip points, we got folders, we got fixed blades, we got it all. Sound like a freaking pawn shop. Let's go ahead and mark another line. And the end is drawing near. All these cuts on a used edge. Remember, guys, this is on a used edge. It's not fresh. Wow. I mean, it is hot damn 360 cuts. Let me say that one more time for you. 360 cuts. Channel record. This thing is an absolute beast. If you like what you've seen in this video, and if you like this knife, I'm going to put a link in the description to Steve's Instagram page where you can see everything that he does and you can get up-to-date drops, the newest information and all that. This knife is so fire. It's made in the United States, 10 thou behind the edge, Cruwear at 65 HRC, attention to detail, spot on edge geometry, spot on heat treatment, and such good ergos. Like I said, made in the United States of America. Get you one awesome freaking knife. Let's go ahead and call it, you guys. Look at that, y'all. Look. Bang, 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 bang. 360. 360 freaking cuts with the Steve Callari Huck. Cruwear 65 HRC. Smoking freaking hard. Getting it done, y'all. Look at this thing. Now, I gotta tell you guys right now, this knife was fun. This is fun to test. It does everything. I can guarantee it. Now I can go do my hard use testing, which is like a demonstration more than just a test. It's just me demonstrating what the knife does throughout different materials, throughout different activities, you know, things like that. But this was specifically for this rope. Now, like, I'm going to say this now, nothing I do is scientific, nothing I do is perfect, nothing I do is ever going to be 100% correct. Take it with a grain of salt from A to Z. That's just what I'm saying now, because nothing I do is ever going to be scientific. It just is what it is. What you see is what you get, and that's all there is to it. So look, check this out. Shout out to Timbo for sending this to me once again. This is awesome. This is such a cool knife. If it wasn't for him, this wouldn't be on the channel kicking ass for you guys right now. So go check him out. His YouTube channel and his Instagram page will be linked in the description. Check him out. For everybody out there who supports the channel, I appreciate every single one of you. I do this stuff for you guys. I do it for me, but I do it for you guys as well, and I really appreciate you guys. All the support, it makes a difference. It really does make a difference. Fist bump to all of you guys out there. With that being said, I'm out, you guys. If you're an addict, never quit quitting. Stay strong and live long. If you're struggling with bad thoughts, reach out and talk to somebody. It is okay to talk. Never quit quitting and never give up. Take it easy and stay greasy, y'all. Steve Callari Huck, 360 cuts. Peace.